The story of honesty. The power of authenticity. In a small village, nestled within a forest full of life, lived a young man named Andreas. Since childhood, he was known for his innocence and honesty. He never feared speaking the truth, even when it was harsh or difficult to hear. However, the people around him often didn't understand him. They looked at him with a sense of confusion and insecurity, and sometimes they criticized him for his straightforwardness. Andreas's life was simple. He didn't have many material needs, but he felt rich in heart and mind. As the years passed, he began to realize that many people around him hid behind masks. Every time he heard others lying to gain approval or conceal their weaknesses, his heart grew heavier. Still, he continued to live with the belief that truth and authenticity were the only forces worth guiding his life. One day, while walking through the forest to clear his thoughts, he met an elderly woman, Maria, who was known in the village for her wisdom. Maria looked at him with a deep understanding, as if she knew something about Andreas that he had yet to discover about himself. "My child," she said, "if you continue always telling the truth, you will find the truth about yourself. But remember, not everyone is ready to hear it." Andreas looked at her in confusion. "But Maria, how can I live with these people around me when they don't tell the truth? How can I help them understand its importance?" Maria smiled gently and approached him. "The truth isn't always the easiest path, my child. But if you live authentically, if you dare to be yourself without masks, you will find the strength to love the world around you. You don't need to try to change others. Just show them through your example that authenticity has its own power." Andreas felt her words pierce deep into his heart. Though he didn't want to admit it, the falsehoods in the world around him were hurting him. Feeling the lack of honesty, he began distancing himself from the village, feeling that he didn't belong there. But Maria's wisdom began to calm him and show him a new way. Weeks passed, and Andreas decided to try something new. He shed all the masks he had worn to cover his weaknesses, to hide his doubts, to secure others' approval. He began speaking openly, telling his truth, expressing his feelings without fear, and for the first time, he felt free. The change was remarkable. People around him began to listen to him more attentively, respecting him for his authenticity. Some even approached him and said, "We don't dare always tell the truth because we fear others' reactions. But you seem to find the strength to live with it." As Andreas began to feel this acceptance, he realized how important it was to be true to oneself and to others. Authenticity wasn't just a philosophy. He followed it was the essence of his life. It was rooted in honesty and truth, and he began to see his relationships with others evolve into deeper and more meaningful connections. One day, as he walked through the forest, reflecting on his journey, he met Maria once more. "My child," she said to him, "did you see the power that lies in authenticity? When you are true to yourself, the light you radiate brings those close who want to live with the same truth. But remember, authenticity requires courage and patience. It's not always easy, but it's always worth it." Andreas looked at Maria with gratitude and a smile on his lips. Now he knew that the power of authenticity wasn't something he had to fear or avoid. It was the most precious gift he could offer the world, and for the first time, he felt truly free. The lesson of the story: authenticity and honesty are the forces that can free us and connect us with others in meaningful ways. When we live truthfully, accepting ourselves and others without hiding behind masks, we discover the power of authenticity, which creates real and deep relationships.